If you are planning to move to Australia or you already have a visa application in process, this video is not optional for you. Australia just dropped massive immigration changes, and if you miss these updates, your entire visa plan could collapse. Stay right here. Aussie Gateway has everything you need to know. Welcome back to Aussie Gateway, your #1 destination for everything Australian immigration. Whether you are a skilled worker chasing the Australian dream, a student trying to build your future down under, or a family trying to reunite on Australian shores, this channel has got your back every single week. I am your host, and today is the 22nd of June 2026. And trust me, today's episode is packed. We are breaking down the biggest visa changes making waves in the migrant community right now. We have been tracking forums, Facebook groups, Reddit threads, migration law updates, and official Department of Home Affairs announcements. And the conversation among migrants has never been louder. People are confused, people are worried, and honestly, some people are very excited too, because not all of these changes are bad news. So today, we are going to cover the skills and demand visa updates, the salary threshold changes coming on July 1st, the new points test optimization, the controversial new arrival control powers the government now holds, the training visa changes that caught many people off guard, and what the 2026 federal budget actually means for your migration future. Stay with me. This is going to be a big one. Let us start with the visa that is on everyone's lips right now, the subclass 482, now officially called the Skills and Demand Visa, or SID visa for short. For years, the old temporary skill shortage visa was the go-to for employer-sponsored migration. But the SID visa has completely reshaped how this works. And in 2026, the changes keep coming. The visa now operates under 3 streams: the core skills stream, the specialist skills stream, and the labor agreement stream. Each stream targets a different type of worker and comes with different salary thresholds and processing timelines. Now here is the update that is causing the most buzz right now, and it is effective from July 1st, 2026, which is less than 2 weeks away. The core skills income threshold is increasing from 76,515 Australian dollars to 79,499 Australian dollars. That jump of nearly $3,000 may not sound massive on paper, but for employers who have already calculated their sponsorship budgets, and for workers who are right on the salary borderline, this is a very real issue. If your employer's nomination does not meet this new threshold, your visa application could be delayed or even refused. So if you are currently in the process of getting your nomination lodged, the message from the migration community is clear: get it lodged before July 1st, or make sure your employer is ready to meet the new salary requirements. Talk to your migration agent now, not next week. Now here is some genuinely great news in the middle of all this. The work experience requirement for the 482 Skills and Demand Visa has been cut in half. Where you previously needed 2 years of relevant work experience, you now only need 1 year. This is a massive change, especially for international graduates currently on a subclass 485 temporary graduate visa. It means businesses can now sponsor talented junior to mid-level workers into long-term roles much earlier than before. The pipeline has opened up significantly, and if you are a recent graduate with Australian study behind you, this update could completely change your migration timeline. And speaking of the 186 employer nomination scheme, the permanent residency pathway has also become faster. Under the temporary residence transition stream, 482 visa holders can now apply for permanent residency after just 2 years with their employer, down from 3 years previously. And crucially, that time is portable across multiple approved sponsors. So even if you changed employers during your 482 journey, that time still counts. The community has been celebrating this one, and rightfully so. Now let us talk about skilled migration more broadly, because the Department of Home Affairs has been clear. Invitation outcomes in 2026 are no longer just about having a high point score. It is about what occupation you are in. Healthcare workers, construction professionals, engineers, educators, and certain technology specialists are being prioritized. If your occupation falls into a heavily saturated category, you are going to find the competition much tighter, even if your points score looks strong on paper. The good news is the government has confirmed the permanent migration program stays at 185,000 places for the 2025 to 2026 financial year. A large chunk of those places are reserved for employer-sponsored categories. So the doors are not closing, but they are being much more selective about who walks through them. Now let us talk about the 2026 federal budget, because this dropped in May and it has major implications. The budget confirmed plans to optimize the permanent migration points test. Though the exact details of how education and skills backgrounds will be prioritized are still being worked out, what we do know is that $85.2 million has been allocated to deliver faster skills assessments for migrant trades workers. The government estimates this could cut the time it takes to enter the workforce by up to 6 months and help an additional 4,000 skilled trades workers enter the workforce every year. If you are a tradesperson waiting on a skills assessment, this is very welcome news. But not everything in this migration update is rosy. Let us talk about the Migration Amendment 2026 Measures No. 1 Act, because this one has been causing serious concern in the migrant community, and for good reason. This new law gives the Australian government a powerful new tool. The immigration minister can now issue what is called an arrival control determination. Essentially, this allows the government to temporarily stop certain classes of temporary visa holders from entering Australia, even if those people hold a valid visa. We already saw this used in early 2026 when restrictions were placed on certain Iranian visa holders. Here is how it works. If you are outside Australia and an arrival control determination is made against your visa class, your temporary visa essentially stops being in effect, even though it has not been cancelled. You cannot travel to Australia while that restriction is in place. If the restriction is later lifted, your visa becomes valid again, as long as it is still within its original time frame. Each determination can last for up to 6 months, but can be ended earlier or extended. The community reaction to this has been mixed. Many migrants feel this creates a worrying level of uncertainty. You could be holding a valid visa, have a job lined up, have your bags packed, and suddenly be blocked from entering the country. Migration advocates have raised concerns, but the government's position is that this power exists to respond quickly to global events, conflicts, or sudden changes in migration risk. Whether you agree with the policy or not, if you are planning to travel to Australia on a temporary visa, you need to be aware this law now exists. Let us also quickly cover the training visa changes, because this one caught a lot of people off guard. From March 10, 2026, training visa applicants must have an approved sponsor and nomination in place before they can even lodge a visa application. Previously, some applicants were submitting their visa while the sponsorship and nomination steps were still being finalized. That flexibility is now gone. If you are currently in Australia on a visa that is about to expire, and you are planning a training visa as your next step, you cannot afford to wait. If the sponsorship and nomination are not approved in time, you may find yourself unable to lodge before your current visa expires. Please do not leave this to the last minute. And one more practical update that affects families. From April 22, 2026, several parent visa applications must now be lodged online through IMI account. This sounds like a small administrative change, but it is significant for many families who are used to paper-based lodgement. If you are helping a parent apply for an Australian visa, make sure you are across the new online process. It is actually meant to be more efficient in the long run, but the transition has caused some confusion. So what does all of this mean for you? If you are on a 482 visa, check your salary against the new $79,499 threshold before July 1, 2026. If you are a graduate on a 485 visa, explore the 482 pathway now, because the 1-year work experience rule is a game changer for you. If you are in the trades, watch this space as the government accelerates skills assessments. If you are planning to travel on a temporary visa, stay informed about any arrival control determinations that may affect your visa class. And if you are lodging a training visa, get your sponsorship and nomination approved first, no exceptions. The migration landscape in Australia in mid-2026 is moving fast. The The community is talking, debating, and navigating all of this in real time. And the best thing you can do is stay informed, plan ahead, and work with a registered migration agent who understands these changes inside and out. And that is your Aussie Gateway Deep Dive for the 22nd of June 2026. I hope this gave you the clarity you were looking for, and maybe even some relief or direction for your own migration journey. If this video helped you, please do me a massive favor. Hit that like button. It genuinely helps more migrants find this channel when they need it most. Subscribe to Aussie Gateway if you are not already part of our community, because we are dropping migration updates, visa guides, and real talk about life in Australia every single week. And if you have questions about any of the changes we covered today, drop them in the comments below. I read every single one, and I do my best to respond to as many as possible. If you know someone who is planning to come to Australia or is currently navigating the visa system, share this video with them right now. You might just save them from a very costly mistake. This is Aussie Gateway, your trusted guide to making Australia your home. We will see you in the next one. Take care, and good luck with your journey.